As you know by this point in your training, the Jedi hold great respect for the lightsaber, and while each one is in its own way unique, some within our order choose a more unorthodox variant. This could be for many different reasons, whether it is to align with their combat style or a more personal connection. In this lesson, I will go over some of the most notable variants of the lightsaber. The protosaber. While this variant by all accounts is outdated, it is important to remember where the lightsaber started from. Unlike later lightsabers, the protosaber's hilt was connected via cable to an external battery pack due to the limitations of technology at the time. These ancient weapons had limited operational time, and the mobility of the user was dampened due to the cable being connected to a battery pack. If the cable or battery pack was damaged, then the weapon would become inactive. While these variants are not used anymore, it is important to remember how we have evolved as time goes on. The Shoto lightsaber. These lightsabers are simple. The Shoto lightsaber is a scaled-down version of the standard lightsaber. These are mainly used by Jedi who are smaller in stature, making a standard lightsaber useless to them. However, the Shoto lightsaber is not just used by shorter Jedi but also as an offhand weapon, specifically Jedi who practice Dark High. The double-bladed lightsaber, also known as a saber staff. This lightsaber consisted of a single hilt, with an emitter at each end. This resulted in a weapon that is wielded in a similar manner to a staff. Though this variant is becoming less common, there are still many in the order who use a double-bladed lightsaber. Some even modify the hilt, allowing them to split it in two, giving them more options in battle. The lightsaber pike. This type of lightsaber has two variations. The first variant was essentially a double-bladed lightsaber, but with a shorter blade length compared to the standard blade. Our esteemed temple guards wield this type of lightsaber. The second variation resembled a spear with a far longer hilt, and at the end of the hilt was a shorter and thicker blade. The hilt was often much longer than the body, resembling a staff in some regards. This was designed to keep the opponent at a distance at all times. The curved lightsaber. This is one of the more well-known lightsaber variants. As the name suggests, the lightsaber hilt was curved, allowing for more precise movement and greater control of the blade. This variant was most often seen with Jedi who practiced Form 2. The crossguard lightsaber. This is one I am far more familiar with, as my own Padawan, Kyrol, uses this variant. The crossguard is an ancient lightsaber variant dating back to at least the Great Scourge of Malachor. This variant had 3 blades, a primary blade, and 2 vents just below it. The blades of the second emitter is produced by a specialized modulator that utilized a splitter to produce the short blades. Kyrol has told me that this variant does often feel heavier than the standard lightsaber. Specializing in Form 5, Kyrol can use the weight of the crossguard to power through attacks more easier. Though I would not recommend this variant myself, Kyrol has showed that it still has a place among our order. The lightsaber cane. A simple variation of the lightsaber. It is merely a hilt concealed as the handle of a cane. The primary purpose of the lightsaber cane was to act as a concealed weapon. As Jedi get older, some may choose to have a lightsaber cane. The light whip. These unorthodox variations functioned on the same mechanics and principles of the standard lightsaber. However, instead of a straight blade, the light whip featured a long flexible blade. Instead of one crystal, the hilt would have multiple smaller crystals. The plasma in the blade had no cell barriers that would keep it straight. Due to its flexible nature, the user of the light whip would have to take more care when using the weapon compared to the other variations. The light club. Also known as a great lightsaber. This variation contained special focusing crystals and power systems that could produce a blade that was longer than the standard blade length. These variations are used by Jedi with immense stature, as the standard lightsaber was too short for them. The dual-phase lightsaber. This is a more common modification to the standard lightsaber. A dual-phase lightsaber contained 2 kyber crystals with a switch to adjust the alignment of the crystals. This allowed the blade to change its length in the heat of battle. This was used to catch the opponent off guard. The blade could also be adjusted to a shorter length when fighting in close quarters. Many Jedi use this variation, including Liam Rylan. Even though the lightsaber has had many variations, it is important to remember to always respect your lightsaber. It is a reflection of who you are as a Jedi.